Hi, guys, and welcome to another episode of
Too much to say.
I'm your host, Manal,
And I'm your host, Anisa.
and another exciting episode for you.
And we love it.
Oh, man.
While I'm talking, if there's lipstick in my teeth, just tell me, okay?
There's
fine.
lipstick on your
Safe
teeth.
spin.
I'm
Listen,
kidding.
Listen, I put loads of lip gloss on, so if there's lipstick in my teeth, just let me know.
All
I'm one of the
right.
people that need to be told. You know? Okay.
Today's topic is a little bit scary. It's going to make
No, you know
some of
what?
you nervous, because we're going to ask some really important questions and make you think.
So,
Because what have you been doing?
listen, I am so excited about this topic because, like, I think we're gonna delve into it. But honestly, I feel like we don't talk about this enough.
Oh,
And I think it shows that we don't talk about this enough. And I feel like all the challenges regarding it is one thing, but like it's such a taboo topic in a way, because like you shouldn't talk about it in Hesed Eb, whatever the nonsense is. But today we're talking about money and money matters and financial freedom and the struggles of it and everything that comes in between.
Absolutely.
That's what we're talking about. Manal, scenario.
She always these questions go.
Do you know what's so crazy? Can I tell you a side note? I was the kid in the class that when everybody was ready to leave and the teacher would be like, anyone questions? It was always me.
Yeah.
I'd be like, but miss, I got to ask this question. She'd be like, oh,
What the
Anisa, man.
accent?
They'd be like, Anisa,
Ask
man.
this question.
Yeah, my accent's gone
Right.
worse. But like back then, I'd be like, miss, I've got a question. And then be like, Anisa, man, shut up. And then they just want to go home, innit? And I'd be like, I'm just confused.
One question on page
I'm not
93.
sure. It says that we've got to do this.
Do I have to do all 93 chapters?
I love when you do the
Yo.
accent because it's so funny to me. Okay, no, but for real, I've got a scenario. Hypothetically speaking, okay? We're going to call this the piggy bank dreams, okay? Say someone deposited an amount into your piggy bank.
I'm running away with it.
Someone said, I'll take a nap
To an
first.
island.
Someone was like, online, they were like, I'll take a nap first because I know the nonsense I'm about to be on. So I'll take a nap.
Yep. I'll take a nap first is wild.
Okay, so Manal, you have 20 seconds to name 5 things that you would purchase within this budget of this amount that I'm about to give you. Remember, 20 seconds. I'm going to count. I'm going to do 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi in my head. So it's 20 seconds. If you have 1.5 million US dollars, what 5 things are you going to purchase within this budget? Go.
My kids' university thingies, a house, an island, and stocks and shares, something that will make my money multiply. That's 3.
5.
Okay, I will buy my mom a house to retire in and a boat.
A boat.
That was the last one was.
Babe, I said within the. See, you've already failed. I said
The
within the
last one was
budget of 1.5.
It is 1 point. Do you don't know my negotiation skills?
Yeah, actually.
If you have shit negotiation skills,
do. Just
that's
say
on
it.
you. Yeah, it's just.
Okay.
But to be fair, that's why I said 3 is enough.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Okay, Anisa, if you have 3.4, why did you get more money? Anyways, if you have 3.4 million US dollars, name 7 things you'd purchase within the budget in 25 seconds.
Okay. So, I would buy land in Africa. It's cheaper. I would buy a small sailboat. I would buy a food truck. I would buy a nail salon. I would buy a Dragon Ball Z museum. I would buy a portion of a football club. And then I would buy my mom never-ending airplane tickets.
Oh, what?
Never-ending airplane tickets.
Oh,
Because she's
never
always on a
ending-
flight somewhere. So.
Okay, so maybe shares in an airline.
Yeah, but she'd like the tickets.
Okay, but also 3.4 million is it's giving. It will finish after. Listen, the way we're living right now, we probably already spent that money in 3 months.
You know what's crazy about
I'm
the both
just
of us?
crazy because I'm like,
No, but what's crazy about the both of us? We didn't stay in budget. I'm sure what I mentioned is probably way more. We'll do like the calculations after.
no, mine will be on budget. I mean, like if I put like 200,000 in something that will, multiply my money, and then a boat that's like for 75,000 dirhams. So I did the math. It's
Dollars.
on my mood
It was
board.
dollars.
Yeah, I know. I'm talking about dirhams. So I'll have still enough money. Like
Oh, so first you do is transfer
yeah.
it into
Yo, yo,
dirhams.
yo,
So
yo.
it's
Yo.
where
I'm
did
not doing pound to dollar, yo.
I said pound to dollar.
I'm not doing pound to dollar. That's
Okay.
such a big skip.
That's
I just brought it
such a
back
big
to
skip.
such a big skip.
That's such a big skip. She
Big
said
jump. Such a big jump.
yeah.
Yeah.
I know.
I already got tired.
Yeah.
Pound to dollar.
Yeah. She said I'm exhausted.
Sorry
Sit down.
guys. But yeah, no. Okay. So
Yeah, I don't know how to stay on budget, so that would have been a struggle for me. But you know what's crazy, babe? You know how I'm always about like manifesting and like very big on that. Do you know? I was having a conversation with Bestie from the Resty, and he was like, I was like, you know, before I really start to say I want this money, like I like take a screenshot of like, you know, your statement, your bank statement on, you know, that banking app, and like it'll be like whatever stupid money, and then I wipe it off, and then I write the money that I want to be deposited into the account, and it'll be like 6-7 digits, and then I'll send it to him, and he'll be like, "Girl, I like this for you, but this is great." And I'm like, "No, babe, I feel like this is what's gonna end 2025, 2024, and it's so crazy because like there'll be times when like I won't even think about it, and like it'll be 5 figures or 6 figures or whatever it is that's being paid for something, and then like literally go through my account and come back out because it's got paid for things. But the minute that it like went through the account, I'm like, oh, it was there for like a day,
like a day.
half a day, but
And then it just goes.
yeah, because to go to everything else. But like I was like, yeah, but so it's possible, like you know.
Yeah.
So
I don't think we grew up on a lot of like money management conversations.
Oh my god.
I think alhamdulillah, like my mom made me aware of it. Like meaning, she didn't tell me about her financial struggles. Never.
Same.
But I always knew. Like I was always like, where's mom getting all this money from?
Yo,
Could have easily been like spoiled rotten.
yo.
But the older I got, the more I realized that the conversations that she was having with me were like unique conversations, and the steps that she was forcing me to take were so different than other things that other people my age were doing.
Yeah.
And so I feel like she like instilled this like idea of investing, you know, what is your money going to do? You're overspending. And when she says you're overspending, it doesn't mean that she's saying stop spending money and sit down.
Be smart
She's
about
saying
it.
be smart about your spending. So for example, you have a black dress, why do you need a second black dress? She's very like very realistic in that.
Intentional.
Yeah. And she says like, okay, if you're the idea is that money should be somewhere else. Like for example, you've got kids, right? And then you're spending on X, Y, and Z. Do you need to spend on all of those things? Can you cut back? The truth is, a lot of the times we can cut back. We've talked about this in the past
So
as well,
many
like
times,
being minimalistic in our approach to life and not being, but because we're a society of consumers and we're constantly consuming, it's like you go online, you buy. We're not thinking anymore about that money that you could potentially save from all that spending that you're doing. And how much, and if you multiply that by 12 months, look at how much money you would have already saved in 1 year.
Absolutely.
It's like the other day I did some math. Anyways, I don't remember it now, but it was like saving 500 dirhams a month or something, and how much you'd end up having. The other thing is, a lot of people just sit with their money. You have 200,000, 300,000 just sitting in your account doing nothing. You're not investing in it. You're not reinvesting it. You're not putting in anything. You're not even trying to learn about, you know, what the opportunities are there in the market. You're not putting it as a down payment for a property. Everyone thinks it's so challenging. This is not the platform for it, so we're not going to get into that. But it's just think about it. Take the chance. Do the math. What are you spending on? Are you spending on like buying brand new jeans? Or every time you go out, are you buying a new dress?
A new outfit, yeah. No, 100%.
You'll see, like even like my shoes, for example, when I go out, I don't overdo it. It doesn't mean I don't have the money. I'm just like, I don't really want to spend on that. I
repurpose outfits all the time.
Right. I'm not gonna spend 200 dirhams on shoes I'm gonna wear to go out and dance, or you know what I mean. Yeah, like the ones like if I'm going for dinner, those are that's fine.
fine.
But just be intentional about where
Yeah.
we're investing
And
in
that kind of goes into our question of the week, like what core lessons has money taught you? And I think it's so interesting because both our parents, like even though I grew up in London and you grew up here, both our mothers, are business owners.
Mm-hmm.
Like my mom had her own shop and had her own business, and your mom and your family are the same. And so we didn't grow up the conventional. Like I didn't have a mom that did a 9 to 5. Like my mom did a 24-hour. Like it was just my mom had her shop. Before she had the physical store, she was setting outside of the house. Before she was setting outside of the house, she was like making things and distributing. Like my mom was just like a hustler,
Hustling,
you know?
yeah.
And so like all of that was like to like raise us, alhamdulillah. They did the best they
Mashallah.
could, right? Alhamdulillah.
Mhm.
But my mom, I think, was one of the first people that taught us about investment in such a unique way. And I think in our culture, we have this thing where we invested from years ago, but we never did the conventional of like stocks and banks and whatever. It was
Hagbed.
Jamia, Hagbed.
Hagbed. Mhm.
What's the other word they call Ayuto, whatever they call it.
Mhm.
Is basically, for those who don't know, it's basically a collection of women who, let's say 10 to 12 women who come together and put down an amount. Like, for example, they could put down 2,000, let's say they put down £2,000 every month, they pay this amount. And all of that accumulates. So if 10 women put down £2,000, it's £20,000. And every month someone gets that money. So my mom was in that. And she wouldn't even be in one, like she'd be like 3 or 4. So like 3 or 4 times of the year, there's an amount coming back to her.
Yeah.
Right. So and it was trusted, and we, alhamdulillah, like it was safe, it was trusted, and it was actual cash. And like literally my mom raised us off that. We went every year, we went on summer holidays off of it. We went to boarding school off of it. My mom did her business off of it. Like did all these things because my mom literally was like, for 20 something years, even till now, I think she jobs in it. And like even when we got old enough to work, my mom would be like, okay, give me £500 for your salary, or you give me £200 from yours. And like we literally go into our own like little jam'iyyahs. I bought my first car at 18 because of it. My mom was like, just drop it. So it's like we got like this unique lesson of money.
Mine was a little bit like, it was a little bit shock, but it came at the perfect time.
Yeah.
And I think one year she was like, right, there's this guy I need you to meet. He's talking about like stocks, shares, savings plan, all these things like life insurance, like just sit down and have a conversation with him. Anyway, sat with him, and first I was like, great, thank you so much, it's nice to meet you. Bye. Skeptical. Then he called me back and he was like, listen, let's just catch up for coffee, like, because I don't think you get an idea. What is your plan? What is your dream? What do you have in mind? I think I was like 25. I was like very young. And then he said, so I said, these are he's like, okay, he did the math, shared with me the plan that he had, and I started it. But it took a big chunk, almost like 60% of my salary. 60%. For your information, at first when he was mentioning, I was like, oh my God, what am I going to do without my money? But then 60% left, and I was still fine.
Yes, we could
And
manage.
I was like, oh, you don't realize it. Then a couple of years later, I got married, and my husband that year lost his job. And then I got pregnant, and then see what I mean. And then that savings plan was able to kick in a year into, and we were able to by then like pull out a little bit of money. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
it helps.
it helped a lot, and like not having that plan. And I think that's why even now, my mom continues to like force me into like investing, whether it's a property or this. And I'm the one that's scared, but eventually I'm like, oh, I did it.
Yeah. And it'll come back to you. Yeah. 100%.
And it comes back. So I think it's like just taking that first step.
Yeah. When I think about like core lessons, because like I'm still on this journey with like being okay with like money and just different situations, right? There's 2 things. People look at me and they assume I am rich, okay? Which I think is, somebody sent me the other day a Instagram thing like, dear God, please make me a billionaire so when people assume, they can stop asking questions and I can be for real. So, no, the relationship that we have with money has always been from a survival or reactionary point of view, just growing up, even our mums being the first generation of people to have money, that they built houses back in home in Somalia, sent to people, our parents probably will never ever share or disclose the amount of money they've spent on family members and people. But I know it was a lot, right? And they were probably the first ones to be able to do that. So now it's rolled on to us and that tradition of being able to do that. One thing that I realized is the psychology behind money and understanding it was something that I really, really just had to hone down on and learn. Being a business owner, being someone who's got a startup, there's things that happen all the time. We were just discussing it this week. People pay, people don't pay. There's money shortages. You've got to pay salaries. You've got to pay this. Every day there is 10,000 fires that I'm putting out almost every day because of money. It's money related. But I realized the times that I think have been the most easiest was when there was a shift from scarcity to abundance. And when I say this, I mean when money is just a tool, right? Something that we can utilize, right? Something that we use in exchange. Here, I'm giving you this, you're giving me this. It's a tool, right? But before this has entered your account or before this has even come to you and you have access to it, you have to kind of believe and understand that you deserve it. And I think a lot of us especially from ethnic backgrounds or Somalis, we don't really look at money as something we deserve. We look at it as something that we just have to, it's like a hot plate. You just pass it, you get it, pass it, right? Like people be like, or if they get it, they're holding on to it, they put it somewhere, they hide it where you don't want to look at it.
Yeah.
And I think that has to change. And that's what I'm constantly reminding myself of, no, but you deserve this money. One of my good friends always says to me, you give out your she's like, stop giving your services for free. And I know she's going to watch it, she's going to see this. Because I'll be sitting there and I'll be doing a whole hour session with a parent and not charge them a minute, not charge them anything. And it's like, well, you just gave your services out free. What are you doing? Right. And it's like, again, you have to be deserving of the money.
I was just going to say
the money,
that.
You know? And I think that changing that, having that mindset of no, but I deserve this money. I've worked for this money. I deserve this money. And I know that when I have this money, I'm going to do good with this money, right? A lot of, if you look at the people who have the most money, people who have and I've been around people who have loads of money, a lot of the times they're so comfortable in it. It's like I went to
the point where if they were to lose it, and I've seen situations where people have had a lot of money and suddenly lost it completely. I'm talking about within a day, and I've seen it. And it's like they've never been prepared for it.
No, yeah, 100%.
Never
prepared, at all. I went to this one of my clients' house, and she was she invited me to this event, whatever, which was not work related, but it was probably one of the most glamorous Emirati events I've ever been to. But it was it was 10 women in the house, but everyone's wearing their diamonds and everyone's wearing whatever they're wearing. But it wasn't what they had on them. And it wasn't what they were wearing. And it wasn't even how they looked or how they smelled. It was the energy in that room. If I could bottle that energy and just drink it every day, they were women who money just loves. They were women who just they are.
You're the ones that manifest money loves me.
No, not even manifest.
Money's attracted to me.
It's their whole right in life to have money. And it wasn't nothing to do with the fact that I didn't even have to mention that they're Emirati. It has nothing to do with the fact that they're Emirati. It was the fact that because they are from an abundant mindset, some of the sweetest women I've ever met, abundant mindset, but it's just it was quiet, but it was powerful.
That's one of my favorite things. I hate loud money. What is it? An empty drum is louder. If when you're empty, when you don't have the money, right? Yeah, it sounds really loud, right? And that's what it is. If it's money is new to you and you're not familiar with it, you end up showing off all of these different traits to just let people see you look at me, I'm rich, I'm wealthy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And quiet money is beautiful.
It's stunning.
Divine.
It's an energy. It's an aura.
It's an aura.
It's royal.
You're not fighting for presence and existence.
Nothing like that.
Just there.
Yeah. And that's what I aspire. If you ask me what I aspire, I don't aspire to be rich and famous, whatever. I aspire to have that quiet, powerful, luxurious.
I'm not saying people shouldn't wear. Sorry to cut you off. I'm not saying people shouldn't wear brands to show
Versace.
No. But you know, I'm sorry. Like, I'm sorry to cut you off because I wanted to say, because I
Hadi.
sounded like I was saying no. Like, if you're rich, you're not gonna wear anything that's branded.
No. That's not
It's
that. It's
okay
the quiet.
to, yeah,
You've
but
said it.
like,
I understood what you were saying. It's like there's like a quiet power to it. The other biggest thing that money has now, like understanding the psychology of money and understanding the abundant side to it, is like knowing that money will always come. It's how you perceive it. If, like, for example, I had a very interesting conversation with one of my friends, and she was talking about like she changes out her wallets every few weeks. Her actual wallet, not the bag, the wallet where you put your cards and stuff. And she was like, I change out my wallets every few weeks. And I was like, why would you do that? She's like, I've got like 5 or 6 wallets. They're really well, like, new, kept, whatever. But she was like, every time I do that, I change my cards, I change my wallet and do that. She's just like, I just funds flow into my account. It's a small thing. I don't even think about it. But she was like, what's the state of your wallet? What's the state of your actual wallet that's holding your cards?
yeah,
And I was like, mine's a bit. I don't even know where half my cards are. Like, because, you know,
yeah.
Apple Pay, whatever. But she was like, yeah, these small things. It's like you have this mindset of like, money is coming to me. I accept it.
Yeah.
And then I think for me, what I've been doing is, again, operating off of survival.
Oh my
operating off
God,
of
you literally took that from my
operating,
literally
off of
operating
survival,
of survival mode.
operating off of putting out fires.
Absolutely.
Operating
If you're
out of-
drowning, you can't, like, how are you gonna?
Yeah.
First, you got to be like, all right, I need a float before I go into swim because I
Yeah.
know I'm not great at swimming.
Yeah.
So you have to have a float, like at
Yeah.
least something that you could be like, okay, now I'm drowning. Let me hold on.
But that's when I was telling her that, she was like, yeah, but how do you break the cycle then? If you're constantly operating off of like
Start
survival,
by not giving free services.
number one. Number two,
Yeah.
it was like
And get your payments in advance, for example.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
But the biggest thing is like your mindset. Like, I have to believe that I'm deserving of money. I have to believe that I deserve it. Right?
Yes.
Because
Yes.
like, let's be real. I don't think a lot of us, and this is me being like vulnerable for a second. A lot of times I don't believe that I am worthy and deserving of receiving the money for the work that I do, because it's such a soft thing.
Because
that
it's
I'm
a
doing.
service.
It's a service.
It's a
but it's also
service.
like, I'm not exploiting families and their problems. I'm solving it, but then I feel bad that I've had to step in to solve it. So I have to change that whole mindset and be like, no, you've taken years. There's more than 10 years now of experience, of learning, of adjusting. And it's like, well, you've literally changed their life. You can see the work that you've done.
Right.
6 weeks, 8 weeks, 10 weeks, however long the program is, change your life. You are deserving of the money. Accept it. And so once I start to change that, and I start to be okay with that.
So that's so true. I feel like from a spiritual sense, that's 100% true. From another sense, I think it's also to literally just think of as far as putting aside 500 dirhams on the side. Like, I'm not exaggerating. Like, it would just be, that's like the least. That's like, so you can do something like at the end of the year, you know, spoil yourself with something, reward yourself. Like, I know, you know, we had talked about this before as well, but that's the spiritual side of it. But I also think adding value to the services and the products that we sell and the services that we provide, adding value to it. What is that value added service that we're adding to our products?
Yeah.
Because that itself could be that cushioning, that added layer. So when you fall, you don't hit the concrete. You know what I mean? You fall in phases. So by the time you fall, you're not completely empty.
You're not empty.
There's still something at the bottom.
And we should also speak on the fact that we're speaking on experience with money and like these types of because we're both entrepreneurs, we're both business owners. And I think if I was getting a salary, I think my
it would be different. If you're salaried, it's different.
Because even when I was getting a salary and when I was working, to be honest, the psychology was still the same. I just was like, it was crazy because I would get my salary at the end of the month. I swear to God, and my family can vouch for this, a whole chunk of that I would send it back home. I would just like chuck it back home because I felt guilty for moving abroad, and that's a whole other story for another day. But to pay for the guilt, was it the tariff or whatever for living abroad? It was like, well, here's a chunk of money. And so, like, again, our whole understanding and our whole psychology of money has to change. And now I have a point of emotional reference because I think of those women in that room and that energy. Like I said, I wish I could bottle it up. And the way that they were just so confident with it.
But the other thing is that you were in the same space as those women.
Yeah.
And so
What do I always
It's
say?
already there.
Listen,
It's already there.
if there's a little
it's
nugget, if
like a
there's
6 degrees of separation type
yeah.
of thing.
But not only that, if there's a nugget
For
that I always say to you and I say to everybody, I always say God won't show us what we're not supposed to have.
yeah.
God will not show us what we're not supposed to have. If you're in spaces, if you're in rooms, if you're in places that you've never been to before, you're seeing it for a reason. That beach I'm always at, God won't show you what you're not supposed to have. My dream is to have a beach house, and I'm always there. Why would God show me that place? You know?
Absolutely.
It's like that's
But again, like, but I will always say, like, being intentional about it, manifesting it, being spiritual about it. That's all amazing. But we have to have concrete plans.
Practical.
Remember, we talked of practical plans because we have to be realistic. We talked about it in our last episode. Like, I'm quite realistic in a sense. I used to be a dreamer. I used to be like, you know, this is, but now I mix a little bit of manifestation with a little bit of action.
More,
I'm more like, because I can't afford it. I can't afford it. I've got the kids. I've got to pay this, that, and the other, and you know, my responsibilities are. There's a lot of responsibilities, so I can't play around. That's why I'm like, I've got to be realistic. Is this money where it needs to go? Is it going where it needs to go? Like, I can manifest, but sis, sometimes I pray, and alhamdulillah rabbil alameen. The greatest gift we have is the gift of being grateful. And the gift of gratitude and not feeling like you're constantly moving from an empty place. Alhamdulillah. I'm always
and
moving
the du'as that
from a full place.
No, absolutely.
I am
and the
wealthy.
Du'as,
Wealthy in my faith, wealthy in my heart, wealthy in my knowledge, wealthy in my resources that I have. And that's it.
What's your go-to du'a when you're like in need of rizq min Allah? What's your go-to?
It's not even a du'a. I just say Ya Allah and I just sit in silence.
Oh, I love that. Mine, if it's not Ya Allah, it's Rabbi inni lama anzalta ilayya min khairin faqir. I'm not gonna butcher the meaning, so I'm probably just gonna add it here. But Rabbi inni lima anzalta ilayya min khairin faqir. I think it was the du'a of Musa alayhi salam, if I'm not mistaken. But it's like when you say that, it's like, oh Allah, give me anything, for I am in need of like anything that you can give me, because I am in need, and it's just like that just gives me so much peace.
I often sit down,
or if I don't have this, if the tongue doesn't, if I'm crying so much where I can't even say this, Rabbi inni lima anzalta ilayya min khairin faqir, I just like you, I have to say Ya Allah. Like
I just sit there and I just say, Ya Allah. And I sit in complete silence. I will be, and you know the number of times that people have seen me going through some of the worst days of my life, and nobody knows.
Speak on it.
And nobody knows.
We're just glistening.
And that is that.
You know,
Ya Allah. You know what I mean?
Not just Ya Allah. You know, my friend laughs at me she made fun of me for this. The people we don't talk to anymore. But you know what I used to always say? Allah mustur awratana wa amir wa'atana, which is like, may Allah cover our awra, which is like us, right? That's my like go-to dua, because Allah knows what trial you are going through, right? But it's also a blessing for Allah to protect us in the shell where we look like we're not going through.
That's what I'm saying. I move.
Remember?
I move. Yeah.
Remember what we were saying about like you shouldn't look like what you're going through. And I literally said that you should never look like what you're going through.
You should never look like what you're going through.
Let's keep, the day has gone. Let's just keep going. So for anyone listening, like we really just have to kind of change. There are a lot of lessons that money has taught us. And
have a combination, have a concrete plan, manifest it. Be in spaces that you are valued. Be in spaces that you can grow out of and create value for whatever it is that you're doing. Exactly. Have conversations, intelligent conversations with people that are, you know, that have been in similar places or that are in places of success that can teach you some lessons. Absolutely. Find mentors.
Oh, I love that for us. And you know what? When we have conversations like this, I really, alhamdulillah, first of all, ni'am min Allah, I'm so blessed for Allah. But like, I always kind of think like, man, I wish we had us at like 10 years ago or 20 years ago, because I would have watched us.
I don't know if I would have been as in to watch us.
Yeah, like for this type of advice,
I would have been the same.
No, not the same, but like
person.
this like nuggets of information, like what I wish I knew then,
I
what
wish,
I know now.
Yes.
All right, sis, dilemma.
All right. Okay, I'm gonna start reading it. Hi, I'm currently 37 years old.
Where did this voice come from? Let's run it back, sis.
Where?
Okay, go.
Hi, you're tuning in to Too Much to Say.
That's ASMR. Hi, guys, and you're turning into.
Hi, guys, I'm going to turn into. Okay. Hi, I'm currently 37 years old and unmarried. I have money saved up for 14 years now, and I've always wanted to purchase a home. Okay, cut this
Wait,
bullshit.
wait, wait. Say it again. Say it again.
Hi, I'm currently, because you couldn't take me seriously, right? You
No,
were stuck in my voice.
I
I
was.
know. Hi,
Stop.
I'm currently 37 years old and unmarried. I have money saved up for 14 years now, and I've always wanted to purchase a home. But my
MashaAllah.
family and friends keep saying that I need to wait till marriage before making such a huge financial decision. My thing is that I've worked so hard to save this money, so why should I wait for a man's opinion on how to spend it? Ladies, please help me figure this out because I don't want to make a big mistake.
خوي وحي أنا لهاد أول شيء رزق من الله لعقتها هاي الست إلهي بكو قري حتى already لعقتها هاي الست أرد كل قاعد يبسم حد نكسو قسا. My mom would literally be like, why are you waiting for a man? Go and buy the house. Because they were those type of women.
Yeah, was it?
And then Hoya would also be like, ninkat كسو قسيت إنه رير كل دغدا كورس or whatever. إلهي بقول كورس صوص عدا لكن العقد إما كانت هايستا right now it's in your hand حتى هايستا العقد so واحد قصة ما نسد يعني
English.
قصة ما
Yeah. So you have the money now. So whatever it is that you're gonna do with it, you have to use it now. And I understand why she would ask this question because at first I was like, why are you asking that question? But I would understand because I think, oh, this is a whole but for another episode. But I think a lot of men are intimidated sometimes by a woman that is like has her own. And I'm not saying this about all men. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying this about all men, but I'm just saying that she might be worried. That's why she highlighted, I'm unmarried and I'm 37. So she's highlighting her age.
That's what
She's
she started
highlighting
with.
her unmarried. That's what she started with. So if we
I just wanna
watch
give her a
what people are
hug.
saying, yeah.
Sis, if I could see you, I'd give you
And
a
so
hug.
I think she's scared that by the time she goes through this process, she finds a husband. Husband's like, okay, I've got to save up for our wedding. Meanwhile, she's like, but I have a house. And I think they won't match. I think that's her fear. But I would just say, still do it if you can do it for
think you hit
yourself.
the nail on the head
Worst
with that
case
one.
scenario, you leave something for your future kids. Worst case scenario, you end up saving it and selling it when the market is good and make your money back.
That's not worst case in either. Both of
That's
those
what
are
I'm
the
saying.
best case
Yeah,
scenarios.
that best case scenario. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's there's nothing worse.
There's
that
nothing
can
worse
happen.
that's gonna happen.
If you can't do it today.
I really love the fact that you know what this reminds me of. This dilemma reminds me of. Have you watched that movie with Jennifer Lopez where she what's it called? Where she goes and has she wanted to have a baby for so long, and then she goes and gets herself like inseminated, whatever, and has a sperm donor and
I
has
know
a
what
baby.
you're talking about.
And then the day she does it, she meets the guy, and then she finds out she's pregnant, and then,
They end up being in a whole relationship.
Yeah, I forgot what movie
can't
this was,
remember.
but this reminds me of that. Like, she was at a point, Jennifer Lopez in the movie, her character was at a point where she was just like, I don't know when it's gonna happen to me. I'm tired of dating, thinking I'm gonna get married, whatever. I might as well just go and like leap forward and do this.
But what does that say also? This says two things. Also says that have faith. Everything happens at the right time.
Yeah.
God's divine timing is far
amazing.
more, how do you say it? What's the word? Far more, not infinite, like far more, not precious, but like
Divine.
It's more important. I can't find the word. I'm trying to find it.
But it's so divine and
divine.
It takes a higher
We
precedent
want
than
to rush through
life.
things, life, expectations, all the stuff, but we don't wait. So that's why you got the money.
So
buy the house.
Buy the house. Buy whatever you want to buy. You're promised, you're promised right now. You're promised this moment. You have worked. First of all, we're proud of you, sis, for saving up that money and doing what you did for 14 years. That means you started working from like, what, she's 37 in her 20s. I'm proud of you, sis. All that you have, may Allah add barakah to it for you. Go ahead, purchase the house, purchase whatever you want to purchase, and put your trust in Allah, that Allah will give you a man who's on the level or higher than you. And then the scarcity mindset, again, we think we're going to get less or somebody who's not enough. Take it from two people who have come across people who have looked at us and judged us and assumed that we're a certain way because we live life to a certain standard. It don't matter. God will give you what you deserve. And you've got
the right time. Now you have this. Take what is being Allah has served you. Exactly.
Buy 3 houses. Buy a car. Buy whatever you want, sis. Go ahead.
Absolutely. Do it. And you will find, inshallah, the right person that will match that energy.
Yeah, I also would love for sis to like let us know. Can you message us, please?
Yes.
All right, Manal, to wrap up the show, I've actually asked, I want us to like really just really, really step into. This is why I like
A dynamic.
our dynamic, because I'm like the dreamer, the manifesto ever, and then when I was like the person that like realistic and logistical and
I'm like,
puts things
actually, what's
together.
happening in September is.
Yeah, and I'm like, well, you know, I'm in love yesterday. Um, damn.
Oh man,
Oh
what are we gonna
man.
do about it?
I don't know.
What are we gonna do?
ChatGPT. So, but now we are on this podcast now. We're going to create a wish list of 5 things that we would like to purchase in the next 3 years. And they could be anything. And the reason why I'm saying say it out loud is for 2 things. Number 1, rizq min Allah, and God is abundant, right? And by speaking it out loud, we're speaking it into existence, so we're manifesting it. And number 2, it's that whole idea of like, oh, don't say it, otherwise you're not gonna get it. We're debunking of that. So, do you want to go first? Should I go first?
Go
5 things
first.
you
Go
wanna
first.
purchase.
Go first.
Okay, so I don't actually own a car. My car is rental, and it's been rental for about 6 years now.
I mean,
Just
sometimes
'cause
it's easier.
It is because it's easier. I used to own a car, and then I sold it because I just got tired of being the only woman in the mechanical stores. So this rental has been like so helpful for me, because literally if anything happens, they come. You know. So I do want to purchase a car, but not just any car. I have a dream car in mind.
Brabus, Urus.
No, I'm a lot more simple than that. It's a UAE car. It's called the Neo. It's purple. It's the one I sent you. Remember the car? I was like, this is my dream car.
You sent it to
It's
me.
like electric. I did Instagram ages ago.
Okay.
It's the purple car. You know,
Oh,
the
that
purple
one,
car.
that one, the purple
It's
car.
a hybrid, I think. It's like electric and it's really nice.
Oh.
It's called Neo.
Well, next
you-
birthday,
yeah.
we'll think about it, you know? If the plan I
February
have in the
4th,
coming 30 days, and,
26. Girl,
you know, maybe I'll be your sugar daddy.
I wouldn't mind, because I'll give it right back to you. sis.
I'll be like, I need some.
And you get a car.
And you get a car, and you get a car. Yeah, man.
So we'll
Oh
end up doing
my
that.
God.
So definitely want to.
I know God didn't make me that, like, alhamdulillah, like I said, I'm wealthy, but because he would be like, that's what you would do. You go to the, it'd be
Are you
like,
kidding me?
I got you a car.
Are you
I got you a,
Are
I
you
got you a
kidding me?
diamond.
When
got
we
cars
have
with
money,
just-
there will be signs. I will not confirm or deny, but there
The problem
will be
is
signs.
I am more a giver.
Yeah,
I think
there
that's why
will be
God,
signs,
God's like,
because-
until she learns how to save properly, we're not going to
Utilize
give
it.
her this much.
We'll give her like this much. Okay, so the
Yeah,
car.
he said.
I do want to buy. My sister bought. I can't really say her business. Bought land in Hargeisa, so I want to buy land next to her plot, which I think I might just do like sometime. I do
Inshallah.
want. I do want to purchase a home, because I haven't done that yet. I just don't know where. I'm sis in the dilemma. I don't know if I want to do it yet, or where, or when. I don't know, but like we're putting it out there. I don't.
No,
think
we're
it's-
gonna talk this after. We're gonna talk about this.
Yeah, it
after
could
this,
be
but
in Africa
anyway.
somewhere.
It could be anywhere.
Yeah, it could be here. It could be. It's not London.
She says no, London, just in case.
So those are my 3 things for now. I don't know if I have 5, but those are my 3 big purchases. And financial freedom is my biggest thing. Like, to be completely debt free, to be completely financially free, where I could just get up and go and do anything I want.
Yeah, I
3 years.
think considering considering my age, which I'm not gonna share on the internet, but
Wait a minute. Why did you say that like you're old? You're not old. She's young.
anyways,
What? This is what we're doing?
it's
Manal.
anyways considering my age,
Mana.
I am thinking what I purchase in the coming 5 years is gonna be towards my
3 years. A couple
retirement.
3 years.
3 years. It's gonna be towards my retirement. So it's basically planning that. So I would buy the land and the house, like the land on a house, the house on the land.
Yeah.
Sounds like a Barney song. But anyways,
The land of the
I would get and the green grass grows all around, and the green grass grows.
Okay.
So the house, I think I would buy a property. I would probably do some research on like where has like the best properties just for investment. That'll be the second one. And I would like to buy there's a car I have in mind, but I can't remember the name.
How's it look?
divine.
I like that for you.
I saw someone driving and I was like, yes, I will move
She
out
said
of the
yes.
road immediately.
And she said, don't have to flash me twice.
Nope. So that's
Mm.
it. Seems a bit superficial. I may have to. It's an interesting question because I feel like I don't really spend time thinking about what I'm going to buy.
Mm.
I feel like right now I'm like, oh, like we've already done X, Y, and Z. That I'm like, I don't want to do any more than what I'm already doing.
Mm-hmm.
But I always there's never an end.
It's
So
ac-
it's
no,
something to. It's a good
but
question.
yes, it's something to move.
Something to come back to.
Yeah.
I think I need
And
to
plus,
sit with
like, we're in
myself.
2 different life phases, right? So, like, I'm in a life phase.
Hence the age.
No, phases. I didn't say anything about age. It means she kissed the mic, girl. You
Yeah,
better
because
stop.
I hit it.
No, because
The
I mean,
same
like, your
side.
life phases. I mean, like, you've got children. I don't. And it's just like the reality of it is like so different. Because like,
And the age
like,
difference.
no, it's not the age. Because we could be the same age and you have children. It doesn't really matter.
I know,
I'm
but
late to have kids.
10
Let's
years
be
older
real.
than you.
Let's not talk about it. Like,
I'm just
we're the
saying, I'm
same
not ashamed.
age.
I love it.
Oi. But the other thing I was really thinking about, Manal, and I'm going to speak this into existence. There's a real dream of mine that I've wanted to do
Buy
for
a
years.
wellness spa. Sorry.
Huh?
A wellness spa.
How did you just take it out of my brain, you little fish?
Wait.
Wallahi, you took it out of my brain.
Was that what you were going to say?
Wallahi, that's what I was going to say. I was like, I really want to do like
There's
a
no
I
way.
want to buy like a wellness spa
By the way,
retreat.
we've been in each other's brains.
I know,
since
but
earlier. I'm a chi-
We want jeans
Oh
at the
my
same
God.
time. No, but babe, literally that's what I was about to say. I was like, you know what? I don't know if the next 2 years or 3 years, I would love to do like for creatives. You know how we're always like doing podcasts, we're doing this and that. Just grab a bunch of us and go to like Zanzibar or like Rwanda or
Like a
whatever.
is it
And
not a
then we do like a
retreat?
retreat, but we
Is
buy
it?
we purchase the property. So like
it's like I want to
people-
invent something that moves me from point
Yes.
A to point A. It's a car.
No, not the car, but we'll do the retreat. We'll do the. No, but babe, how did you take it from my brain?
I don't know.
Give it back.
It's been in the air. It's been
I
floating in
think.
the air.
Listen, hold us to it, listeners. I think I'm actually
I'm ready.
2020 because my favorite number is 727, right? So 2027.
Mm-hmm.
By then, inshallah, we'll.
Okay,
we're
BRB.
thinking-
This
we're
is going to be
thinking-
something.
No, we could really do. We could do Zambia, which my uncle's, easy. We could do Zanzibar. We could do Rwanda. We really could do Namibia. Like we've got a couple of options.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Ghana.
No, it's overpopulated. I'm saying the places that people don't go.
Right. I
Ghana,
get it.
Nigeria, like Somalia, like people go to. I'm talking about places people don't.
I mean,
go
my
to.
mom has been trying to get us to remember last week. She was like, we have to go to Rwanda.
Yeah.
And so
We'll go to Rwanda. That'll be a vibe.
You know what? Maybe we'll plan a trip with you guys. If you want to come with us, just express your interest in our DMs. Yeah.
But yeah, all right. So that's people are gonna hold us to it.
Yeah.
Like our wish list is our wish list. So yeah, that's the episode, guys. That's okay. Is that the timer? Oh yay! So guys, thank you so much for watching. It's been a fun episode. I hope you guys had like little tidbits and things that you guys could take away from it. And as always, don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe.
Yes, and thank you again for listening and for continuously supporting us and for taking all that we share with you seriously and with coming back with such great feedback. We really appreciate it. It means a lot. It means a lot to us. So, on that note, ladies and gentlemen,
Woyoy.
there is it.